So we are a sports business school. The main thing is that we are 100% focused on sports, so we don't offer any other programs. All our students, alumni are somehow connected to the sports industry. The same with our professors. Our professors have jobs in the sports industry already, and then they do this the teaching on the side. So this is very important to build a network, right? So this is
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sporting Global podcast. And today we're here with Ozana. And Ozana, first of all, thanks for taking your time. How's everything going?
Thank you, Oleg, for having me. Things are great. I can't complain. It's a long weekend starting tomorrow. There's a holiday here in Barcelona tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to start the weekend.
I can imagine. And first of all, thanks for taking the time. And we're going to talk a little bit about, your journey in the sport industry, a little bit about, what you're doing at the Johan Cruyff Institute, and of course, a little bit about, what the school and what kind of programs you guys are offering there. But before we dive into that, first and foremost, I want to know a little bit about your journey in the sport industry. Take us through, I guess, how your journey started, and I know you have a little bit of professional basketball history in there as well. So I think we gotta start from where it all started.
Yeah. So I would say it started when I was 12, when I started playing basketball. I played a few sports before, but none of them were as important in my life as basketball. So I'm from Romania originally. I was born there, and I started playing basketball around 12. And by age 16, I started playing for the national team, and also with the senior team of my city. And my dream was always to play in the States, because it's the highest level of competition, and also because I really wanted to get my education there paid for. I knew there was a chance, and that was my dream always. So. And apart from that, I always wanted to become a sports manager. When I was playing basketball, I didn't know why or what that involved, but I thought it was cool. So that was my objective. Then I left to the States at 19, and I got a full scholarship at the college in Brooklyn.
Nice.
I got lucky, but also I worked very hard for it. But I also, it's a matter of luck and who you meet. I was telling everyone in the country that I want to play in the States, and someone helped me with a contact there, and I managed the whole process by myself, the exams, the SAT, and then I started my journey there. I started business. I studied business there at the St. Francis College in Brooklyn, with a minor in sport management. So I would say that's where it all started.
That's awesome. It's always a big step going to the US, and it's how was that? I guess talking about just going, living, studying in a new country and a new kind of world a little bit over there. How was that for you?
Well, for me, it was a dream come true, and the sport level is very high, the basketball level specifically. And also they put a very big accent on education. So I had to study well in order to play. I had to achieve a certain GPA in order to be able to play, which I think it's a great thing, because it also motivated me for the studies. But obviously my main goal was playing. So overall it was an amazing experience, but it was 4 years of nothing else but the wooden floor and books. So
I can imagine. But it's also a great experience. I've been on the other side, West Coast instead, but it was a nice experience. It's a different kind of, especially when it comes to college, sports. It's a different world. It's a lot of engagement and a lot of fun stuff to deal with there. Moving a little bit on though, obviously, to your professional career, and speed forward fast forwarding over to your role at Johan Cruyff Institute, you're obviously the program advisor there. And tell me a little bit about how that opportunity came across, a little bit about the role, and like what are some of your key tasks that you have there.
Right. So first, I'll tell you how I ended up at this job, because so I stopped playing in 2014 when I graduated. The first time I stopped playing, because I stopped playing 3 times. And I had to leave the States, right? So I had to choose a new country to live in, because Romania is not really a choice for me. I don't want to live there. So I chose Barcelona. I wanted to move here in 2015. And I wanted to also study at the same time. So I was looking from New York, I was looking for places to study. And I met someone who studied at the Johan Cruyff Institute. I was working in a restaurant in New York, and this person came there and told me, there's this really great institute for sports management in Barcelona. You should check it out to study, right? So I was looking it up. I saw they didn't have on-campus programs in English here in Barcelona at the time. And eventually I just moved without studying, and I was looking for different jobs in the sports industry. I mean, my background is all sports, and I wanted to keep it in like that. And eventually I found this job, and in 2016 I started here. I'm program advisor for everything that we offer in English, online, and also on campus. I'm also in charge of partnerships that we have with different entities in sports, like federations, clubs, player associations. I'm also program manager for the master in coaching that we offer, so I organize that. So I do a bit of everything, but the main task obviously is to inform students about all the programs that we offer, because we have a lot, and sometimes it can be overwhelming to choose, and also based on the profile and what they need, on advising the right program.
But I think you're touching upon something important there in the early stages of like how these opportunities comes up, right? And I mean, like, you never know where your journey takes you, and like who you meet on your way, right? And you're talking about like just coming aware of this school from somebody at a cafe, and right? I mean, like what are the odds, But I mean, like I also believe like everything happens for a reason, So it's kind of like part of that process and journey. But it also like showcases like how important it is to put yourself out there, and just be proactive, be hungry for looking for that opportunity, because again, you never know where that opportunity might come from, and where it will open up. And so that I think is a key thing. And obviously talking about, you have a master in coaching and sports psychology, and I guess what kind of key elements from this knowledge that you have that you're utilizing to help in your role as a program advisor, because obviously you were talking about helping a little bit the students, and I guess the new students as well, kind of understanding the opportunities they have, and then kind of like navigating a little bit. How are you kind of utilizing that knowledge to help them?
Right. So this can build up on the previous question, because I also connected a lot with the Institute's mission when I first saw it, and also after, when I started working here. I had just finished my basketball career. It was my first real job. They took me in, and I learned a lot, because in the beginning I was I didn't have on-hands experience in an office, right? I just came from playing basketball to directly here. And, our mission is to offer education also to athletes, because we understand the importance of preparing yourself for life after sport. So I connected a lot with this mission. And again, like this, it's this energy working that when you think about these things and when you need them and they come along. And then the master in sports psychology came through, because I found another opportunity to play again. And, for me, it was, I wanted to give it another chance a few years ago. So I went to the UK, and also wanted to study something that I enjoy, something that I was really curious about, and that was sports psychology. It was a very, mental performance type of study.
Right.
But also I did my dissertation on transition or sport on athletic retirement. So through this, I learned a lot.
Right.
I read a lot about the retirement of athletes, about what's important during the sport career to prepare for life after sports. And education, obviously, is one of the main variables. So it helps me in my job to bring that in, because if you connect with the mission and the purpose of the company, it's even better. And the Master in Coaching is the one we offer is a program of self-development, is for managers, is for coaches, is for athletes. So it helped me a lot in knowing more about myself, knowing what I believe in. And it always went back also to the how connected I am to the mission of helping athletes approach their retirement. And also, obviously, it helps me a lot in interaction with the leads and the future students, in listening, and in just the overall communication, which is a very big factor of my job.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, like, it is a very critical stage of anyone's life as well. Whether you're an athlete or not, it's a big decision. And now more than ever, it's so many opportunities, so many options to go with. And I think finding that match of what programs that suits you, your goals, and I guess also where you want to go, and also start from an athlete perspective, especially start thinking about that journey of that career after, because at some point it's going to happen, maybe even sooner than you think.
Exactly.
Degree or what it might be, but let's dive a little bit into some of the programs that you are offering at Johan Cruyff Institute, and talk a little bit about I guess that mentality and sort of what makes Johan Cruyff Institute unique.
Mm-hmm. So we are a sports business school. The main thing is that we are 100% focused on sports, so we don't offer any other programs. All our students, alumni are somehow connected to the sports industry. The same with our professors. Our professors have jobs in the sports industry already, and then they do this the teaching on the side. So this is very important to build a network, right? So this is, one of our big things, community and network. Then we offer, our programs are in the fields of sport management, sport marketing and sponsorship, football business, and coaching. And in each of these areas, we have different levels, from specialized courses to specialized diplomas, which we have recently added to our curriculum. Then postgraduate diplomas, which have a duration of about 6-7 months, and master degrees. We offer a variety of options in all these, but we cover basically all the areas of sport management. And of course, if you want to focus more or start your career in the football industry, we have programs specific for this. And we do offer also on-campus programs. I'm not sure if you wanted to expand on all the programs that we offer, or
no, go for it.
Okay, so on campus in Barcelona, we have the Master in Sport Management and Marketing blended. This one is delivered in Spanish. So one day per week, and the rest online for 13 months. Then we have the official master's degree in Sport Management in collaboration with Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona. This is also delivered on campus in Spanish, but also available online in English or Spanish. And we offer the Master in Football Business in partnership with FC Barcelona, which is delivered in English 1 week per month.
Right.
And then in Amsterdam, we have the Master in Sport Management in English, and we have the Master in Coaching in English or Dutch, apart from all the colleges and academies that are there for elite athletes with programs in Dutch. And then we also have a campus in Mexico City and in Lima with programs delivered in Spanish.
Cool. So it's a lot of opportunities and a lot of options for people out there, whether you want on campus or online. And I think how it's, I guess in a sense, just talking about, I guess that opportunity in Barcelona, we're talking about it's school once a day or once a week. And then the rest is online. It's great having that kind of I guess, freedom and opportunity as well to, focus on building your sports career on the side, which is,
Yeah.
part of the journey. And if you want to talk a little about like, some advice and recommendations you would give, for coming sports students looking to find that right program, what kind of advice do you have for them? Because obviously, it's a massive pool to navigate these days, and there's a lot of stuff to keep in mind. And from your experience, working closely now as the program advisor with both athletes and potential new students, what are some advice and recommendations you would give them in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, indeed, it's a lot of options out there, and it can be overwhelming. So I would say make sure you do your research. Um, try to see what the university has to offer that's different. Try to see the network of the university, because after all, we all want to start a career in the sports or the field that you're going to study in. Yeah. So network and community is a big thing. So see where the alumni are working, do your research on LinkedIn, see how many partnerships that universities has, because it's also important when, we're going to be a student and see you want to reach out to different organizations, how many doors are open in that sense. Right. What else? The type of studying, the type of learning methodology that the university uses. So here at the Institute, we use learning by doing. So it's a very practical methodology, because we want the students to be ready to start working when they finish. And, we use very practical study cases. And yeah, I think those are the major factors. And of course, I think it's also important when you contact the university, is there personal touch? Do you have someone to talk to help you decide? Because you don't want to just, pay 1,000, 10,000 euros directly without knowing what you're getting into. So that's another important factor.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, like, talk a little about, I guess, that process. If there's anyone that are listening here now and you're thinking, hey, I want to learn more about, what you guys are doing at Johan Cruyff Institute. Like, should I reach out to you? Is there anyone else they should reach out to? And like, what's sort of like that process? What's that they take that step?
Yeah, I mean, they can always reach out directly, of course. And we always like to have, video calls, one-on-one video calls before they make a decision. On our website, we have information and brochures, detailed information for our programs. So of course, you have all the information there. But if you want to talk to us, you fill out the form there, and we contact you directly. We have a call. I also have like a booking form for my calendar, or directly on the template that I send with information. So yeah, depends. For all the English programs, everything delivered in English, they will be talking to me. Awesome. And then for the Spanish programs, everything delivered in Spanish with my colleagues.
Cool. And yeah, I mean, like, if there's anyone out there that are listening that are interested, make sure as well to learn more about the programs they are offering at the Sporting Global page. You can just search for Johan Cruyff Institute, connect with Ozana there as well, and see what they're offering, and see if it's a good fit. Do the research. That's a key thing for sure. Lastly, here, if you want to provide, like, I guess, some final tips, for those that are looking for a career in sports, and talking more about the importance of gaining new knowledge, like through programs like what you guys are offering. What kind of tips would you give people out there?
I think it's important to gain more specialized knowledge, especially if you want to work in sports, because it's a very different field from the others. So depending on which area, because there's so many areas of the sports industry, that you can work in nowadays. There's master's programming in every single field. Right. So it's that, like, trying to maybe specialize even more on what you want to do, and then find the right institute for that, who provides that knowledge. And then sports is about networking, is about community. I know that from my basketball life, I mean, this is my biggest community to this day, and I have played in a few years. And it's the community I reach to when I need something, when I want and I need help. It's the basketball community, very big for me. And also for my athletes, the same. I mean, it's a community. So in sports, it's the same. If you know you want to start your career in this industry, or even in football, then go to university or institute that has this focus, right? Because you're gonna need contacts, you're gonna need to attend events, you're gonna need to go to a lot of interviews. So yeah, for me, I think community and network is a very big thing.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like, I think what sometimes people, I don't think they forget about it, but I don't kind of just consider that their community, and that's sort of like, once you join a program, that's student, that like your student, like your peer students, your professors, your people around you. I mean, like, that's your community. That's people that you can utilize. I mean, like, one of the biggest, one of the biggest kind of, obviously there's competition, right, in school, and you want to like be the best, and you want to be better than perhaps your classmates. But it's also like a thing where, like, if your classmates is also doing good, I mean, like, think about the network you have, and think about the community that you're building around that. So it's all like looking about your peer students, your alumni. That's going to be your community now moving forward. And I mean, like, from personal experience too, I was always curious about this when I went to the US doing my master, and for me it was kind of like, will the alumni treat me as just because I'm not American, or how is that going? But I mean, like, I was pleasantly surprised, how, like, oh, you're studying at USF, that's awesome. Connect with me, and just always open to learn, and sort of like sharing that knowledge, and it's important to take advantage of that opportunity, of building that community, because maybe you're not coming from like a team or a sport already that you have around you. So think about that, your education or your career steps around you, that starts building your community around you, and it's important to do that from day one.
Yeah, and for example, in the master in coaching I studied, we still have active groups,
right?
From the one that I studied, and also from the one that I managed. So, and it's a very close group that anyone would do anything for the other, So that's very important. And as Cruyff said, "Alone we do nothing," and I love this quote because it's so true. And always, be ready to ask for help. That's what we're here for.
Awesome. Well, at the end here, first of all, I would like to thank you once again for taking the time, Ozana. And we have a little bit of I don't know, like, it's like a podcast tradition that we do at the Sporting Global Podcast, and kind of like a challenge, I guess, in a sense, for you as our guest. And so the last thing I have to do is, like, I'll have to teach you a little bit Norwegian. It's part of what we do here.
Okay.
So with I hope my voice is capable enough for you to understand it. So for those of you that are like, I've been sick for a few days, kind of things happening. But regardless of that, with every video we do, we always finish with "Vi snakkes," which means "see you later" in Norwegian. So that's what you have to say. "Vi snakkes."
Vi snakkes.
There you go. Great job.
my language comes from Latin, so
you did it.
Vi snakkes.
Vi snakkes. There you go. All
Nice.
right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.